What's going on, Browns fans? Welcome into the Cleveland Browns Report by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson here during our live show every Thursday at 4 Eastern. If you're watching this later, I invite you to join us next Thursday at 4 o'clock. Now, we got the latest news and rumors to get to today. Unfortunately, we've got some injury news to get to, and I kind of want to get that out of the way first, as Denzel Ward is still in concussion protocol, and that is not good to see, all right? Stefanski on Denzel Ward said no update, still in concussion protocol. Now, what makes me concerned about this is, one, concussions are never something you want to play with, right? It's a very serious injury, but it's not Denzel Ward's first concussion. Remember back in his rookie season, back in 2018, at the end of the season, he had 2 concussions about 2 weeks apart. This is now his 3rd documented concussion of his NFL career, and usually if you're not back after a 1 week or 2, you almost get the sense of, could this be a longer-term concussion? Now, this one was graded grade 1. I'm not a neurologist. I'm not really sure what grade 1 necessarily means in terms of how long you're going to be out for. But the fact that Denzel Ward has been shut down the last 2 weeks and no practice and no real optimism about him coming back to practice anytime soon doesn't make me optimistic that he will play Monday night. Might just give him Monday night off, and then with the bye after that, wait for the following week against Miami. All right, we got some more news and rumors to get into, but if you are joining us for the first time today or somewhat recently, we've got these Bernie heads we like to use here at the channel as sort of a scale of believability. So 0 Bernie heads is fake news, meaning just disregard it, it's fake news. 4 Bernie heads believe when it's a fact, F-A-C-T, you can count on it. So, the first segment on today's show, trade for Jabrill Peppers, just 1 Bernie head. I saw this online, and I wanted to bring it to everyone's attention because it's a familiar name, of course, right? Former first-round pick for the Cleveland Browns that was instrumental in the Odell Beckham Jr. trade, but Pro Football Focus reported that the Patriots have been fielding calls on multiple players, like Isaiah Wynn and Jabrill Peppers. So, could Andrew Berry, who, remember, was not the GM when he was traded to New York, bring back a familiar name and face in Jabrill Peppers? Now, the Browns need improvement at safety. They desperately do. Delpit is not getting the job done in pass coverage. Johnson's not getting the job done in really almost everything at times. It feels like he's just so wildly inconsistent. But it doesn't really make a lot of sense when you're 2-5 to be trading for players, right? Usually it's the opposite. Here's my one avenue to it being 1 Bernie head and not fake news, is it's unlikely that the Browns are going to be buyers of any sorts here. But if there is one GM to be aggressive and to look at a player and say, it's only going to cost a 6th or a 7th, and I think they could come in here and make our football team better, and I'm not counting out our locker room, I think it would be Andrew Berry. Now, Jabrill Peppers, unfortunately, did deal with some injuries lately. His last season for the Giants suffered torn Achilles. That was a bummer to see. And then this year with the with the Patriots so far, he's been healthy, and that's been great to see. He's been good enough to kind of enter trade rumor circles, but not so good that the Patriots say there's no way we're going to move on from him. But remember back with the Cleveland Browns, 2017, 2018? He's just a playmaker, right? Started at free safety, then got moved to strong safety. His days with the team up north, he did a lot of great things. They utilized him in pretty much every position, from punt returner to linebacker to running back. And Jabrill Peppers, the guy's just a gamer, right? He did some great things for the Browns. It was a bummer to see him be a part of that Odell Beckham Jr. trade, especially now knowing that I don't know if really either side truly won that trade, but I guess you got to air side to the Giants because at least they didn't even hold on to Peppers that much longer than OBJ, just an extra season. But chime in for me here. Should the Browns trade for Jabrill Peppers, right? Should they bring in an improvement, in my eyes, to the safety room that is probably the second weakest link in this entire team, just barely behind the defensive tackles, which isn't saying much here. Y for yes or N for no. Really curious what you guys are going to say about this one. Now, here at the channel, we are rocking and rolling. In fact, we are just over 100 subs away from reaching 14,000 subscribers. It's been an awesome journey getting to this point so far, but we're not slowing down. So if you have not subscribed yet, help me reach this goal before kickoff on Monday Night Football. I know there's 109 of you guys watching right now who are not subscribed. Please consider doing so, and you get free daily Browns content. All right, story number 2. David Njoku, is he playing on Monday Night Football against the Bengals? Just one Bernie head. That's all I'm giving this story here. You might have seen this pop up on Twitter or in your news cycles that David Njoku is potentially going to play Monday night. I mean, let's go back in time a little bit. After the loss against the Ravens, Adam Schefter reported that David Njoku suffered a high ankle sprain that will not require surgery, but it is expected to sideline him 2 to 5 weeks. So best case scenario is 2 weeks, which would be, I guess, the following game after the bye week against the Dolphins. But everyone pretty much crossed out this Monday night against the Bengals. Well, evidently, Njoku did not here. All right, Zach Jackson from The Athletic reporting, Njoku said he's always optimistic, so he believes he can be back soon. He says he's working to do whatever is necessary to get back to health. Asked about Monday, we'll see. I'm itching. That's the big word. I'm itching right there. And it's been pretty widely reported now at this point that Njoku is going to do everything he can to play Monday night. Ultimately, I think the decision will come down to Stefanski, the coaching staff, and the medical staff. I'm not optimistic whatsoever. That's why I gave it just one Bernie head. I think this is just Njoku being very ambitious. You love to see that. He wants to compete. He's having the best year of his career, and he wants to be out there with his teammates, and he is showing that he is not just going to go 2 to 5 weeks. All right, I'll see you guys in November. No, he's going to do everything he can to play this Monday night on Halloween. Now, Njoku has been very instrumental in this passing game for Cleveland. He has the second most targets through the air, tied with Donovan Peoples-Jones. So, Njoku, like I said, has been having an awesome season so far. The injury was a major bummer, but if he is itching and maybe even close to playing this week against Cincinnati, say he doesn't play this week, there's reason to believe coming off the bye, 2 weeks off, he could be ready to go against Miami the following week, where he can maybe keep pace to reach 1,000 yards. I mean, these are just projections, but you want to know what's really tanking his total yards this season? It's 7 yards in week 1 against Carolina. Since then, he's been good for 6 to 8 grabs a night, maybe even more than that, for 75-plus yards. Now, if Njoku is going to miss more than just 1 week, Harrison Bryant is going to be the next man up. Remember Pharaoh Brown, the guy they just signed from the Texans not long ago? Well, he is in concussion protocol. I like Harrison Bryant. I don't know if that's an unpopular take, but I'm a fan of Bryant. I like what he does. I think he's got a knack for finding some open space, and he's got good hands as well. Is he probably ever going to rise up to be a legit tight end one? No. But I think Harrison Bryant is primed for a good old random brownie 5 years from now. Who remembers Harrison Bryant? Oh, yeah, he wasn't too bad. All right, we got some more segments to get to on today's show, but I got to tell all of you guys watching about BetUS. So that is today's sportsbook partner that's got a great deal for the dog pound. When you go to chatsports.com/bet, use promo code Browns125. Well, BetUS, they're going to hook you up with a 125% deposit bonus. Now, here at Chat Sports, producer Patrick Seatman and I work hand in hand. He is a Vikings fan. He just saw this on screen as the first time as you guys are right now, and he does not like that my underdog pick for this Sunday, I like the Cardinals. And here's why. Minnesota's coming off a bye. Everyone is just running with that going, coming off a bye? Well, that means they must win, especially at home. That times Call of Duty week, extra points, Kyler Murray, everyone knows about it now, which means if everyone knows about it, it's debunked. So you couple those two things together, I like the Cardinals. Everyone's sleeping on them. Everyone thinks it's a runaway for the Vikes. No, give me the Cardinals money line and thank me later when you're a billionaire after this one hits. All right, next segment on today's show. Kareem Hunt to Buffalo. I saved this one for the end. We've talked about it for quite some time here on the last week on the channel, but it is NFL trade deadline week. I'm giving it 3 Bernie heads. I'm giving 3 Bernie heads, whether it's Buffalo, which I think is the most logical landing spot, or somewhere else. I think ultimately, if the reports are true, that all it takes is a 4th-round pick to land Kareem Hunt. To me, that tells me on Sunday night between the Bills and the Packers, if Zach Moss, Devin Singletary can't get the job done on the ground, James Cook, then Billy Bean over in, is it Billy Bean or Brandon Bean? I'm mixing up Moneyball. Brandon Bean. Yeah, I was thinking Billy Bean from Moneyball. Brandon Bean from over in Buffalo is going to pull the trigger on a trade here. So this story has been all over the place, but Sports Illustrated said the Bills are reportedly looking to trade for a running back after missing out on Christian McCaffrey. A trade they ruled was just too rich for them. The 49ers gave up an arm and a leg to get CMC. It won't cost you that much to get Christian McCaffrey. Now, the reports are the Browns are looking for a 4th-round pick. And the way that Kareem Hunt has been utilized the last 2 weeks, just 9 carries, 1 reception, 20 yards, and a goal line plunge, to me, that tells me this Browns offense, sure, I love Kareem Hunt, and I have spoken at length about not wanting to trade Kareem Hunt. But if this team's going to give him 9 carries over 2 weeks and sit at 2-5 before the trade deadline, tell me you wouldn't think long and hard about a 4th-rounder coming from Buffalo. That's really all I'm going to say. If Kareem Hunt was averaging 100 yards a game and had 6 touchdowns and was right there with Nick Chubb, different conversation. But for the way he has been utilized the last 2 weeks, if that's going to continue beyond the trade deadline, I know a 4th isn't sexy, and a lot of you guys going, they're not going to get anyone for a 4th. Remember all it cost to get Amari Cooper? That was a 5th. So you can do some damage with a 4th. I know Andrew Berry hasn't necessarily hit on his mid-round draft picks the last few seasons, but every extra bullet in the chamber is another opportunity for a GM to find a diamond in the rough here. All right, who you guys got, though? Upcoming game, Monday Night Football, Browns-Bengals. Let me know in the comments section below who you guys have in this one. Now, before I let you guys go and send you on your way, I want to give some shout-outs here. We had some super thanks come in on the channel. So if you're unable to join us for our live shows every Thursday for whatever reason, but still want to support the show, YouTube has a super thanks feature. It's a little heart icon with a $ like right here-ish. And like the Brown Tiger, you can send a super thanks in and give your take so they can get on screen. Brown Tiger, an MVP of the channel, thank you very much. Sal with a super thanks as well. Appreciate you, Sal, and your contribution to the show. Goes a long way for us to get more studio time and get you guys more content here at the channel. Not myself. I did not super thanks myself, I promise, but M. Peterson also with a super chat right there. Super thanks, excuse me. So I guess I got to thank my alter ego for a little, maybe it's future me. Maybe that's what that is right there. But nevertheless, thank you very much for the super thanks, fellow M. Peterson. And then we got our comment of the day I want to show you all. So this one comes in from Wael Yasin. I don't think I pronounced that at all. I think I butchered it. But I like this comment. You are talking like our season is over. Well, it's not. We can beat the Bengals where we owned them the last 4 years. Stefanski is 4-0 against Cincinnati. Also, we can beat Tampa Bay and Brady. So we need to beat Dolphins, and it is not impossible. Especially it will be after the bye week. Think about it. I don't disagree with this thought. I really don't. And I don't think trading Kareem Hunt or Greedy Williams or Jack Conklin or someone like that is raising the white flag and going, we're punting on this year. No, I think it's them accepting, hey, we are further away than maybe we thought we were this year for competing for a Super Bowl. So let's pivot a little bit. Pick up some extra draft assets for a guy who's not coming back next year, like Kareem Hunt or Conklin or Greedy Williams most likely. Get some extra draft arsenal in our pockets and get an opportunity to get some of the younger guys some reps, right? More of Martin Emerson, some James Hudson at right tackle, Jerome Ford when he comes off IR. I don't think this is me saying the season's over. That's not my goal here. It's me trying to pitch to you guys. Just because you trade a little bit doesn't mean you're going to quit on the season. No, it means you are going Ross Geller mode. You're pivoting.